In this video, I would like to demonstrate Erpizo's ramp to Odoo integration and how we can pick up expenses from your ramp account and store them inside of the Odoo's expense module. Now, there are two different ways you can do that. We can automate it based on a scheduled action where you set the date and time to pick up expenses each month on a fixed schedule. It can be daily, monthly, yearly, or at whatever interval you like. Or the way we're going to use right now is on demand by using this Fetch Ramp Expenses button. By clicking this button, the system is going to use the API credentials we gave it inside of the configuration of the expenses application, and it is going to communicate with your ramp account and pick up all of the expenses that are not inside of the platform. You can see that this at the bottom says loading, and depending on how many expenses you have that weren't picked up, this can take more or less time. Now that the loading icon is gone, I can do a soft refresh by going to the search bar and hitting enter, or by leaving and opening up the module, and you can see that I now have 1,000 expenses loaded. Now, it is important to know that I'm using a demo ramp account here, and that is why some of the fields are not going to be filled out. But our platform and our tool is going to pick up all of the data that you have inside of your ramp account. So for example, here we're missing the expense date because that wasn't provided inside of the demo account. But we do have the description, who the employee is, and what is the total amount. It is important to know that we're also going to pick up all images attached with each expense, and it all depends on what your employees provide. But let's pick an expense, and we're going to do the Uber Eats one. And you can see that it has been categorized based off of the category we have in the platform. We see the total, and then we can run certain automations using Odoo's expense application, like putting it to the right GL account, adjusting the expense date later on, or adding the notes. But if we had an image of the receipt, that image would be hashed, the ID would be stored here. This field can be hidden, of course, so that it's not inside of the UI, but it is to show that we can store the receipt. You will also see a checkbox that says that this expense is paid to Ramp. Due to how Ramp works, your employees submit expenses. The actual journal entry that gets posted has to use Ramp as the business partner, so that you can have an easier time reconciling your transactions. Your employees would create this into an expense report. They would submit it to a manager. A manager would either approve or refuse. In this case, I'm going to approve. And then again, either your manager or the accounting department would post the corresponding journal entry. Now, looking at this journal entry, we can now jump into the accounting module and open up the journal entry to see how that will look. And as you can see right here, I have a journal entry where it says partner ramp. Now, for the sake of the demo, I put the journal to be cash, but this would either be a bank transfer or whatever payment you like to execute the actual payment.